So I want to welcome you all, especially for this incredible commitment and opportunity we are co-creating, sharing with each other. So just take a moment, think about what are you experiencing. So if you joined us last 2 days, allow your mind, your body, your heart, connect with the experience you had in last 2 days. Refreshing your intention, even continuous discovery of an intention and the purpose. And if you're new, completely new, just joined us today, I want to welcome you especially, and also recognizing for all of us to recognize everything we are experiencing this moment is accumulation, all past experience. Whether you remember or not. So, including your connection, your cultivation of wisdom healing Qigong. So what are you experiencing in this session is also outcome of last 2 days, cumulatively. And some of you may even review the video in the YouTube, repeating the practice. And some of you may increasing your practice, including whatever guided materials you have from especially the Qigong for Life Mastery Program. So on one hand, I want to invite you to recognize, this is the process. The true experience benefit is a result of a cumulative, process. So beyond you learning something new in each session, probably more importantly, as I mentioned yesterday, the 3 stages. First stage is learning. Most of us focus on learning. Oh, there's something new. I want to learn something. Whether it's information, whether it's a practice, whether it's something relatively, new for you. And that's good. It's a learning. But that is only the beginning stage. It's important. But more importantly, the second stage is the experience. Experience not only just come from practice. We identify, movement is practice, sound is practice, meditation is practice. But how your mind, connecting with energy, connecting with your body, connecting with your purpose, consciously. And that is the practice. So this moment, how you are making this choice, how you're connecting. That is the practice. So all the teaching, including the question and answer, is helping us, connecting more deeply, experiencing more deeply. And so part of the stage, experiencing, practicing. The key is repetition. You're repeating, you're repeating what is important. And that is different from first stage learning. The first stage learning, often you focus on learning something new. You learn this, you move on to the next. You learn this, you move on to the next. That's kind of how our mindsets approaching learning. But the second stage is very different. You're repeating what you learned. So you can truly not only experiencing it for a short frame of time, but you can realize the true benefit, the change, the transformation of energy from old pattern to the new patterns. So that is the second stage, but often the common mistake is not only we too much focus on the first stage, then you ignore the second stage. Even before you get to the second stage, you give up, you move on to something new, something else. Then you never have an optimal result. Oh, I learned a lot. I have a lot of notes, from different workshops, different places, And that is unfortunate. And that is very common mistake. And the third stage comes after the second stage. Is embodying the new way, the new paradigm, the wisdom. So one example, it's like this way of thinking, this way of behaving, this way of making choice, this way of practicing, this way of applying, the new paradigm to everyday life become natural, just natural. It become a new habit, new way of life. And that means in spite of circumstances, in spite of, how other people think, in spite of how other, what the news tells you. So, honestly, from what I know, we're not quite there in the third stage yet. Especially when we are continuously hoping something or blaming something. That's the indication we're not quite there yet. So, as I said, this is a cumulative process, So in the short frame of time, you can think of, the 10 days, no matter how many days you can attend, your experience is coming from the cumulative result, no matter how many sessions you can attend. Same way, for 40 days, your experience, your benefit is coming from this accumulative participation. Now, on the other hand, yeah, when this happening cumulatively, progressively, in 10 days or 40 days, I'm just using that as an example because that is the most current right now. You can use this approach looking at a whole life this way. But particularly, yeah, including wisdom healing Qigong process. Yeah. Anytime when you join, yeah, you kind of join this river flowing, continuously flowing, the river of wisdom, the river of energy, river of practice, river of sharing, river of experience, yeah, we're generating. So you just like riding the wave whenever you join. Does not require you starting from, oh, what did I miss yesterday? What did I miss the day before yesterday? You know, can I become expert in one day today? It's like two extreme view. One is, worry about what you missed in the past. Oh, I'm not experienced enough. I'm on the beginning. I don't know anything about how can I possibly jump in the middle. That's one way of thinking. Then the opposite thinking is like, oh, wow, I'm going to join this for whatever, you think in the time, one day, 1 week, whatever. I have to be expert now. I have to learn everything now in that frame of time. The both way of thinking, yeah, not only is limiting, unrealistic, but it's not truly, beneficial. So ultimately, what we're learning is to be present in this moment. Not the past, not the future, this moment, how you can be present with yourself, with your body, mind, heart, spirit, with life. Boil down to it, that's what we're learning. And the Qigong perspective of being present is more than just being mindful. That means your whole energy body is fully aligned in this moment. So instead of part of your energy body fragmented, it's here, somewhere there, some in the past, some in the future, some in the story, some in somewhere else. All fragmented. Unfortunately, that's our common experience. One of my own personal intention for all the practice I do is bring my own energy body from fragmented state to more cohesive, more aligned, more whole in this moment. I can tangibly feel the difference when this energy body coming back to oneness, come back to wholeness. You naturally experience everything you're looking for. So one of the powerful impact, our mind, how we're thinking is directly affecting the energy body, the energy system. So not only when we have a stressful thoughts, the energy body, contract, also fragmented. But more importantly, how ongoing story, continuously programming this energy body. And especially right now, So one of the invitation in Wisdom Healing Qigong is part of being present in this moment is become more aware of what is the truth for you. What is true for you? Embracing, the experience, what is true for you, instead of fighting it, ignoring it, or wishing it's not there. Often we say, the truth can set us free. So have the courage to embrace the truth instead of fighting it, ignoring it, or hiding from it. And part of the truth, is come from our story. We all carry our story somewhere. So among the complexity of the story, so lucky invite you in the session. As always happen in my experience, every program we offer, and often what happens usually go beyond anything I can expect. And I'm feeling this for especially this 40 days of transformation. So I want to encourage you, to go as far as you can, even beyond your comfort zone, even beyond what you expected. So again, very important part of Wisdom Healing Qigong is discovering, self-discovering. Before you can self-realize, you have to discover yourself. That takes willingness, takes courage, takes wisdom, takes love to do that. Including soft love, as well, hard love, tough love. The soft love is like, oh, everything's okay, everything's fine. We kind of need that at a time like this, But the tough love, like, what about the fear? Yeah. What about the challenges? What about the healing? What about the issue we've been, ignoring, or fighting for so long? So we need both, the soft love and the tough love. So the next simple exercise I'd like to invite you to do is like inviting more tough love. Be truthful to yourself. So we all know, especially you're joining this community, you have experienced a lot already. From what I know, people are discovering us after tried everything, after learned everything, after many kind of workshop, even retreat, after reading tons of books, after all kind of Google search. So we all know, the story has very powerful impact on our life as well health. Specifically, directly the impact on our energy body, which is determining the function of mind, body, heart, spirit, determine our health or life. So I'd like to take a few minutes inviting everybody write down 3 main stories, only using 5 sentences, no more than 5 sentences for each story. First, what is your story of pandemic? Using 5 sentences, write down what is your story of the pandemic. Doesn't matter what other people say, the news, whatever, the complexity, but what is your story? That story may come from news, may come from your personal experience, may come from your friends, may come from a doctor, whatever it come from. Don't analyze all that. Just like, what is your own personal story about pandemic? What often is like repetitive thoughts in your mind about pandemic? When you wake up in the morning, think about pandemic. When you talk about pandemic, what is the common thoughts appears? And that is coming from your own story. Doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong, but it's true for you. Doesn't matter whether that story is validated by science or by doctor or not, but that's still your story. Doesn't matter where it's come from, where it's come from. That's still your story. Like you couldn't help repeating these thoughts. That's your story. So write down 5 sentences, okay? Don't worry about it. You don't need to write as a poetry, write something to publish. No, it's like, it's true for you. Most repetitive thoughts, often feelings involved. You can write it, your feeling about it. So please do that. Let's take a couple of minutes. So again, whatever story is true for you. Don't try to be too spiritual. Don't try to beautify your stories. What I'm asking is to be truthful to yourself. Even these thoughts that you're not willing to tell your friends, tell other people, but that's your true thoughts. It's not like I'm asking you to give you a speech in front of other people. I'm asking the courage to face the truth of yourself. So some of our writing, the gift come out of the pandemic. That's beautiful, but I want to go further deeper. What is the stressful aspect, fearful aspect, hopeless aspect of your thoughts relating to pandemic? So I'm inviting this process in this session for limited time. We'll not be able to really, go very deep, but that is a big step. I'm inviting and share with you the process, the approach of wisdom healing Qigong, how to work with the story, how to shift the energy in beyond the stories. So with that said, you can also continue this process. Every step I'm inviting you to do, you can continue on your own, after this session, during the day, during the week, and so on. And obviously, during the retreat, we're going to have more time to go deeper into this process. So don't worry about I'm finishing this one now. Don't worry about I'm getting the right one now. Don't worry about I passed the test one now. You're not passing any test. So the second story we're going to write about. So what is your deepest story about your own health? If you don't have any health concern, you still have a story about your health. If you have a diagnosis specifically, obviously you have more concern. So what is your story about your own health? Not someone else's health, just your own health. Whether you have concern about your spouse, your parents, or your children, but your own health. So again, use maximum 5 sentences to write down. And you can start in with repetitive thoughts about your own health. Often we have these repetitive thoughts, even you may have been talking to your friends or someone else, but most time you're not aware. And often the story about your health is your own diagnosis of your own health. And that's often including diagnosis from others, of course. But you take it as a truth for yourself. Wherever that diagnosis comes from, you believing it, you thinking about it, you repeating about it. So make it simple. Don't get too complicated. That's why I'm asking you maximum 5 sentences. So, are we ready for the last one? Okay, the last one. After you did the first 2, the last one should be easier or more clear. Yeah. What is your story about your own life? Just 5 sentences summarizing your story of your own life. Yes, your story may changes over the, different period of your life, but now this moment, what is the story of your life? Summarize it in 5 sentences. That's a tough one. Think of this as an experiment. And most of probably thinking, I can write 5 books about my life, but I want to write 5 sentences, just 5 sentences. That's often more difficult than writing 5 books. Or easier. So, what is the story of your life? What is your own story about your own life? So if you feel comfortable, you can share what you're writing down in the chat box. Okay, it's a personal choice. So when you share in the chat box, and actually it's very powerful resources for all of us. We don't have time to read them all during the session, but you can read them afterwards. Because it's a collective healing, collective awakening process. So we get to learn so much, not only about ourselves, about each other, but really about humanity. And the story often tells where we at in our human journey. So the first step, I'm inviting you in this kind of radical process we just did is become more aware of your own story. And that's part of your own choice. And the second step is become more aware the energetic impact of your own story. So I want to summarize that. It's simple, but takes courage to discover that. Is when you think of these thoughts, your stories, how your body is feeling. So going to meditate on that. So gently close your eyes. With the intention of connecting with your body. Coming back to your own body. With the intention of accepting, embracing all sensation, feeling inside of your body. With the intention of accepting the truth within you. Whatever is true inside of you. So now allow yourself, think of this first story, your own story about pandemic. Then noticing how your body feeling. Any discomfort, any pain, any contraction, any anxiety. Noticing where you're experiencing the discomfort. So instead of fighting the pain or discomfort, you become more aware, more accepting. With the intention of facing the truth, your own truth. Whatever is true, whatever sensation, feeling you're experiencing. The sensation, feeling of your head, your neck, shoulder, arms, hands. The sensation, feeling of your heart, chest. The sensation, feeling of your stomach, lower abdomen, pelvis, thighs, knees, legs, and the feet. And continuously become more aware. Embracing the truth. Embracing the sensation, feeling. Both comfortable, uncomfortable. Both intense and subtle. Both familiar and new. You may notice the change in this process of accepting, connecting. And continuously letting go of any fighting, any resisting. Allow your body to move if you feel the calling, feeling any desire, feeling any impulse. Different part of your body, any part of your body, with the hip, shoulders, spine, neck, our fingers. Now I'm going to continue the process to the second story. Think about your own story, about your own health. Now noticing how your body is responding. Noticing any discomfort, any pain, any anxiety, any stress, any tightness. Again, continuously embracing instead of fighting, ignoring, resisting. All the sensation, feeling inside of your body, both comfortable, uncomfortable. You may noticing new thoughts may come about your health. Just simply allowing, and same time noticing the feeling, the sensation, feeling of your body with the new thoughts. And the thoughts you have written down. Again, scanning the entire body, noticing the sensation, feeling of your head, shoulders, neck, arms, hands, the sensation, feeling of your spine, chest, stomach, lower abdomen, pelvis, thighs, knees, legs. Simply be aware, being present. The truth within you, letting go of fighting, letting go of resisting. And noticing the overall feeling of your body, physical, energetic. Now continue to the third story. Think of your own story about your own life. Starting whatever you have written down. continuously noticing how your body is responding. Noticing the sensation, feeling inside of your body. Any discomfort, any pain, any anxiety, any emotion. Any tension, simply noticing. You may notice in the sensation, feeling continuously changing. You may notice in the parallel of these three stories. Continuously inviting more awareness, deeper awareness, more loving kindness, to yourself, more compassion, with deeper acceptance, deeper awareness, deeper discovery of your own truth. Your own story, your own experience. Now continuously noticing your body energetic with the intention of feeling the collective story. The collective story of humanity, expressed slow pandemic, expressed slow health and challenges. Just without knowing the detail of the story of billions of people, you still can feel the energetic behind the story. Allow yourself feel the energetic of the collective story about pandemic. The collective story about health. the collective story about life. Life on the planet Earth, in the stage. And continuously noticing how your body is feeling. When you open, connecting, embracing the collective story, the collective truth. Now connecting, feeling your deep purpose, deep intention of healing. The healing of your own story. The healing of the collective story. The healing of your own pain. Physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. The healing of the collective pain. Continuously relaxing, allowing, naturally opening. Opening your body, energy connecting with the earth beneath you, heaven above you, the ocean of energy all around you. And opening your heart to all the heart in this community, all the hearts of humanity. And feeling your mind opening, opening to the spaciousness, opening to the pure presence of energy of the universe. Opening beyond any story. Opening to the mystery of life. Opening to the next step of healing. Healing of your personal. Healing of the collective. And continuously relaxing, allowing any movement when you're feeling the call, feeling the impulse. Pure energy, pure essence, pure wisdom, pure loving kindness, pure compassion, pure vibration, pure movement, movement of life, movement of energy, pure blood, flowing deeper and deeper now. All function of the entire energy body encompassing the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, even personal, collective, naturally awakening now, naturally connecting now, naturally harmonizing now. And with deeper awareness, deeper connection, deeper compassion, love, deeper aliveness, slowly moving your body, rotating from your hip. And slowly rotating your shoulder, shoulder joints. Slowly moving, stretching your neck, your spine. Moving your body freely. Allow the freedom to move. Whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes, slowly, slowly. What a journey we took. So let's take a moment just reflecting on what you have discovered, what you have experienced, including the change you may noticed, the overall feeling you're noticing in this process. So let's take a moment to share that in the chat box. Just a few words. So while everybody's still typing, Sarah can read some of the sharing, just the last part right now.
Wow. It's coming in so fast, it's speed reading. Aligned, the power of trust, oneness and deep peace, the coexistence of the opposites, acceptance, dissipated the personal and linked to the collective bliss. Relaxed and at peace finally in my body. 500 plus people in harmony. Compassion. Energized and clearer. More awake, more open. Lightness, and I can't stop smiling. Connection and expansion. Every single human being just wants to feel loved and acknowledged. It was a journey that included tears, but happiness at the end. Relaxing, lengthening spaciousness. More acceptance. Living the inner smile. Great joy at being able to share love, compassion, and kindness within a group of humans. Deeply grateful.
Thank you for all the sharing, all the willingness, courageousness. And I often think of the healing, awakening process is like really awakening the warrior inside of us. the peace warrior inside of us. Not so much of winning any battle, is really realizing the peace with ourselves. Whatever struggle going on, and when we see external struggle, is expression of the internal struggle. In the middle of struggle, how we can realize the peace. So the main theme today, the truth can set us free. I hope you can have a new understanding of that line, that statement. It's a deeper process than just think about truth or not. It's an energetic process. And as well, able you transform or release the stress or limitation of the old story. And it's a felt experience in your body. And it's also the willingness to face the pain, face the hurt, face the challenge, face whatever is true. Opposite of avoidance, opposite of fighting. So again, compassion, awareness, come together. Open the doorway for love, for healing, for the transformation. So how many of us in the last meditation, first of all, noticing that is one of the deepest practice we can do. Don't think it just movement is practice. Don't think it sound just practice. The way we just did is a very unusual meditation. Probably among the most powerful healing practice you can do. And obviously become possible when we do it in a community, especially with the guidance, with courage, encouragement. And very difficult to do by ourselves, unfortunately. So how many of us, felt in this process, was challenging in some stage, or the beginning or middle or end, And how many of us feel challenging, but also healing same time? Challenging, healing same time. This two is inseparable. If it's too easy for you to do, most likely not much of impact. So we need to recognize this truth now. More you're willing to embrace the challenge, including the pain, the hurts, more healing can happen. Yes, this process will continue. I'm not promising you say, oh, it's done, it's finished, everything is healed. But I can say you're opening the doorway to a next step of healing now. Much bigger doorway. Much more profound doorway than just wishy-washy. So I also like to invite you to take one more minute to reflect on, what you had experienced today, including last 2 days, how this experience can help you deepen in your wisdom and healing Qigong practice. And if you knew how this experience can empower you, inspire you, enable you, starting more consistent healing practice. So like everybody share, if you like to, just write down a couple of sentences. How the experience you had today, the process we walking slow, including maybe what you have learned, experienced last 2 days, if you have been showing up. Can deepen in your wisdom healing Qigong practice if you have been doing it already. Can empower you, inspire you, starting consistent wisdom healing Qigong practice if you're new. So like I ask everybody to share in the chat box. So one important message I want to share again is really everything we're sharing is not a isolated event, isolated session, isolated experience. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. How many of you noticing the power of sharing? The power of sharing right now. Even you cannot, open your video, open your audio, speak in front of people. But the way we're sharing right now, yeah, so many different ways. Chat box, sharing energetic, sharing this process, sharing this journey, sharing our feeling. That's all powerful sharing. Yes. How many of you are noticing the power of the sharing, the healing power of sharing? And that's even, I think, is really in some ways beyond what we can accomplish in person. How many of you agree with me? How many of you can agree with me? The new technology allows us to share so much more effectively, actually, than in-person experience. That is like incredible surprise, right? Very incredible surprise. I'm still continuously be amazed over the times, last 18 months especially. I started an online program 10 years, more than 10 years ago, without knowing the profound potential, which we're still continuously discovering for the first time in human history. So with that said, I see many hands have a question. Hands up for question. So let me do my best to answer as many as possible in the rest of the session. So go ahead, Sarah, open up whoever has a question to begin with.
Sure. Whenever you ask how many people, they click the hand to raise their hand. So
I see.
A question. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat, like just put a little question mark and I'll call on you. I'm sure we do have questions out there. People are still sharing. All right. And Paul, let me see if I can help you unmute. Go ahead, Anne, and ask your question. Unmuted. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Wow. Okay. Hello. Thank you. Well, I've been following the program for 3 months now, and I was going to ask you from yesterday, how can I see and realize that I'm deepening the practice? And now you talked a bit about, or you talked a lot about it, but I still want to ask, because I see that the repetition, which I do like 2 hours a day, sometimes goes now to becoming a routine. And so it's always a little bit going back and forth to keep it alive. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. to ask often. Yeah. So there are a few ways looking at it. You know, often we're thinking, oh, what is the change? What is the benefit? What about my symptom change or not? What about my using this way of measuring or progress? Yeah, that change can happen over time, but that measurement is not quite accurate and not quite helpful, actually. So I'll offer you a few options. Yeah. One is your deeper sense of connection with your body. So how each session of practice, even including meditation we just did, how willing, how comfortable, how confident you're able to go into your own body, including the painful part of your body. That's the first measurement of your progress. Most important measurement, truly. It's not about how much bliss you can feel, actually. How much compassion, how much acceptance towards your own pain. Often we measure by bliss. Yeah, bliss can come and go. But deeper measurement is how you're able to feel the love and the compassion to yourself. Particularly what's happening in your body. So you can think of, these two different measurements. One is, they're related, One is the deeper connection with your own body, especially pain, discomfort. The secondly is, love and compassion for yourself. In the midst of pain, discomfort, in the midst of turmoil of life. In the midst of imperfection of what's going on. Then the third measurement of your progress, is how often you can feel the energy in spite of pain, discomfort. That's a somatic experience. You can only measure progress according to your own experience. Don't compare with others. It's about you, how you're experiencing today compared with yesterday. It's not comparison with another practitioner, another human being. So obviously, the experience of oneness, experience of energy, wholeness, experience of the lightness, these are common experience, in practice of Qigong. You are in that energy state, beyond your story, basically. So overall, another measurement is your confidence, your trust in this process. So as a result of everything, the most important measurement is, as I said already in the beginning of the session, like the third stage, the new paradigm, the new perception, the new relationship, the new energetic choice we're learning become normal, become natural. That's the ultimate progress. So you may say, you start to measure yourself, your own capacity of life instead of the degree of symptoms. If you can shift from the old habit of measuring progress by degree of symptom to the degree of your own capacity of life, that's the true progress. If you're continuously measuring by degree of your own symptom, you're continuous in the struggle, survival mood. When you're able to respond in life with your deeper increasing of your capacity for love, wisdom, empowerment, so on, you are in the state of thrive. Does that make sense for everybody? So again, nobody can tell you your progress except yourself. Yes, your friends, your family members, someone can validate, confirm, oh, you're just somewhat different. But they cannot really, truly measure your progress. You're the only one can know. And that is another ultimate self-awareness, self-responsibility. Thank you for asking that question. So let's continue.
Right. Tula, Fai, would you like to ask your question next?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So when we were doing especially my own health story, I experienced a lot of resistance, and I didn't know if I was supposed to accept the resistance like I was the tightness and other sensations, or do something else.
Very good question. Yes. If you're noticing your resistance, you're accepting the resistance first instead of resisting the resistance. Only intensify the resistance. So you're accepting, oh, I'm resisting. Oh, I feel anxious about. Oh, I feel reluctant about. Oh, I feel the bodily, contraction towards that process. That's okay. Noticing that. So sometimes you're repeating this process, they eventually, first you accepting resistance, allow the resistance, become more aware of the resistance. Then more you do that, more the resistance kind of, decreasing its intensity. Open up new spaciousness for you to engage more, whatever next step of the process.
Okay, and just a quick follow-up. Do I rewrite my story at some point the way I'd like it to be when I genuinely feel the oneness with the community on a Saturday or something? Should I rewrite the story from that energy place?
Good question. Wonderful suggestion. But I suggest not rushing it. So really, if you want to repeat in this process we shared today, you can focus on more writing your true story. Because we just did a few minutes. This process can go very deep when we have more time. Okay, because there's a part of us always want to resist the truth, avoiding discomfort. It's true. So when you're repeating this process, eventually the deeper truths come out. So really with the intention, of what is the stressful story you're being held on to, the stressful thoughts, fearful thoughts, painful thoughts you've been repeating. Write down these clear as possible before you jump into the new story. more you're able to embrace the painful truth, more you're able to heal that. You don't want to override it. You don't want to bypass it. Oh, I want a new story. And that's unfortunately, it's easy to do, but not necessarily truly heal what is there. So once you feel comfortable doing them, then the new story actually naturally arises. How many of you noticed that? Even without you writing about, without you force it, it's the new story, new experience arise when you're willing. Go through this process. Yes, that's exactly what we did. That's exactly what happened usually, for everybody in these sessions when we come together. And yes, write down, okay, your new experience, new discovery, new story can be helpful, can be really good. I'm not saying, it's not good. You go ahead, do that. But the healing is more complete by doing both. What is the old story? What is the new story arising? But not just wishing mental process of the new story. It's arising from the experience we're sharing. The experience of your heart opening bigger. The experience of your compassion deepening, facing the challenges. The experience of energy connection with this community as often as you can. The experience of everyday practice, anchoring this new kind of baseline. So this new story is arising from the deeper place, not just from the mental place. Oh, I know, that's the best story. I want a good story. That's become such superficial things most people do, unfortunately. Doesn't really do deep transformative work, unfortunately. And after a while, you forget about it. Does that make sense for everybody so far? Yes? Thank you for asking that question. So let's continue to next question.
Okay.
Let's extend in for 10 more minutes if you can stay longer so we can address more questions.
Okay, wonderful. Dennis? Kalan?
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful, go ahead.
My question is, this is my first class here with you folks, and I want to be able to incorporate this into my Tai Chi instruction. I teach Tai Chi to a couple of different groups, and I'm just wondering how I incorporate this into it fluidly.
That's a good question. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Deepening your own experience. Deepen your own experience. If you're students of the Tai Chi class, you learn as much as possible as instructed. And I deeply know your wisdom healing Qigong experience going deepening your Tai Chi practice, deepening, any practice you do. That's no question about it. But don't rush into introducing the new concept, the new way you're learning here to another teaching, another teacher, another practice. Each system has slight different flavor, different focus, different paradigm, different methodology. Okay. Don't rush into mixing everything or forcing anything.
Okay.
You can discover, when I do the Tai Chi movement, what if I can feel connecting the energetic, more deeply than just whatever instruction. But that's your own experience. Don't force your own experience to another human Tai Chi practitioner. Okay. Unless you are a teacher.
I am the teacher.
So if you're the teacher, yeah, then if you're teaching Tai Chi according to how you trained, then you do that. Don't mixing something else to Tai Chi. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah. Over the time, when you deepen in your practice, then the energetic of your own experience naturally come out of your teaching. Yeah. But don't intellectually, oh, now I learned something new. This is so good. I want to bring this to my Tai Chi class as part of your Tai Chi training program, so to speak. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just giving you an example. You know, I deeply connect with the Tibetan Buddhist practice. But I don't force any kind of, you know, Buddhist teaching, you know, or special methodology, especially practice, yeah, to the Qigong session. And yet that experience informed me as a person, as a practitioner, as a teacher, how I teach, yeah. Including, for example, the capacity of compassion. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay.
It does. I was just wanting to be able to move from the purely physical aspect of Tai Chi that most beginning students have to incorporate the philosophy and being able to feel the flow of Qi.
Yeah, so, and you can definitely, you know, suggesting this exploration, and probably, you know, when you insight, you may realizing most of the time, yeah, Tai Chi teaching practice focus on the physical form, the perfection of the form, the coordination of the body, and so on. And even mentioning about Qi and energy, but it's not really a main focus for most Tai Chi classes. And even Qigong classes. And most classes focus on the form, the physical aspect, the exercises, the power, the concentration, so on. Yes, that can be important, but wisdom healing Qigong is go beyond that, beyond that. So whatever system you're teaching, you follow the guidance of that particular system. And whatever system you're practicing, you also follow the guidance of that system. That makes sense?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
they're going to inform
Perfectly.
each other. They're going to inform each other, but don't consciously mixing them. That's important. Yeah. So if you do Tai Chi, you just do it Tai Chi way. Yeah. If you do wisdom healing Qigong, you do wisdom healing Qigong way. That's my suggestion.
Thank you.
And eventually the influence of each other is going to happen, naturally happen. Trust that process. You don't have to plan ahead how I'm going to incorporating this to this. Thank you for being here. Yeah. So let's continue to next question.
All right. So Chuck Madden, would you like to go next?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I've been meditating an hour a day for almost 4 years and trying to embrace the Sedona method release technique on and off for years and years. I'm the guy that said most of my life has not been worth living. Anyway, trying to do all this stuff during our process, the meditation, I didn't have anything negative come up. I was trying to be welcoming and open to the whole thing, and I felt fantastic. So Is there something wrong with me?
What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
No one can tell you, as I mentioned, your progress. I'm offering a map, a guidance, a navigation for everybody to kind of discover your own milestone, your own experience, your own continuous discoveries. Yeah. And in general, in the Qigong perspective, nothing is wrong with anything. Anything happening is exactly the way it should happen.
Thank you.
That's no question about it. Sometimes people asking, I have this experience, that experience, is that normal? My answer, yes. Everything exists in the universe is normal. Even pain is normal. And healing is also normal from pain. So these labels, normal or not, even the label of good and bad, right, wrong, should, shouldn't, continuously dividing us, separating us from the deeper truth of life, from deeper connection of life, from the wholeness of life. And tangibly, if you're connecting with your body, you're noticing this label causing energetic contraction. So the part of the process, again, we can explore, as much as possible during the 40 days, how to work with these labels, how to go beyond these labels. And recognizing, again, each session can be different. Next time, you may feel the hurts, feel the pain. If this time you felt total bliss, wonderful. So allowing that happen. But do not predetermine, predicting, oh, that should happen. That shouldn't happen. If you do that, then you're limiting yourself. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for all the good work.
How long?
Haola, truly, haola. Let's continue one more question.
All right. Amir, would you like to go next?
Yes, do you hear me?
Yes.
I wanted to ask you about the movement of Qigong. You are doing more a meditation and less Qigong movement as I know it. Why is it?
Good question. It depends on the session. Some session we have more movement, some session we have more sound healing practice, some session we have more meditation practice, some session we have more teaching, some session we have more processing, some session we have more dance, for example. So it's the whole spectrum of the experience creating the magic. It's not one thing, one activity creating the healing. And that's also important to recognize. And not only all these different activity supporting each other, but really creating the whole magic. whole magic. Yeah. If you only focus on the movement, eventually going to be limited. If you only focus on just the sound healing practice, eventually you're going to feel limited. If you only just sitting meditating, then you feel also limited. If only just focus on information only, then you're going to feel exhausted too. So how these different activity dancing together, that's the magic. But the most important thing, as I mentioned, to answer your question, the most important practice, the most important aspect with the healing Qigong, contributing to healing awakening, is the shift of paradigm. Upgrading your operating system. Specifically, your mental operating system. But how to upgrading your mental operating system, that's the wisdom healing Qigong process is unique, different than just mental only. It's an embodied process to upgrade your mental operating system. Just like today we did. Story is a mental thing, but we then go into the body, to the heart, to the compassion, to the energy connection. From there, you're able to embracing the old story in a new way and transforming the old story. In that process, the new story can arise. So it's very different than just purely mental process. Make sense?
Yes.
You begin with the mind, and you shift in transforming the mind, but the process involved with body, involved with your heart, involved with energy. That's the difference than compare, in other modality. So when we say Qigong is not mental, it's not accurate. When you say Qigong is mental, it's not accurate neither. The Qigong is about mind, body, heart, spirit interaction.
I thought that the movement released all the tensions or...
That is temporarily, my dear. Movement can make you feel physically good and somewhat more effective in a short period of time. Then the stagnation come back. The pain come back. The old pattern come back. Until you transform your mental pattern. And that is a common experience. And that doesn't mean the movement cannot support your mental transformation, still supporting a great deal of your mental transformation as well. But without emphasizing the mental transformation, your movement practice is very limited.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for asking. Yes, beautiful. Okay, with that said, let's complete the session here. And many of us are asking, wanting to know more information about, the last 30 days of this program, 40 days of transformation. You can go to the website, finding more information, and you can sign up anytime when you're ready for this next step, probably the big step of your healing practice, healing journey. And also, next few days, we're going to have more time for you to ask any question about upcoming retreat. So feel free to stay longer afterwards for that purpose. So with that said, let's connecting with each other and feeling the presence of each other. And this is one of my most favorite experience. Anytime I choose to connect energetically with all of you. with this community, with everything we have been experiencing, including the session, including all the dedication of the past, present. We're opening the portal, opening the portal to the future.
There's a report on that, on those.
Future as a result of the
Joe
present.
is.
And feeling the collective heart. Together with deepest wish, deepest celebration, deepest gratitude, we say, Haula, Haula, Haula. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to make another invitation for all of us to share the information, share this opportunity, share this commitment. As I mentioned last time, so many different ways to sharing, through social media, through YouTube, through email, text, whichever way, or all the different way of reaching out with the purpose of collective healing, collective awakening in this time of great need. So, and I want to thank you for being part of this movement. We're truly initiating a movement, So with that said, see you tomorrow, see you next session. Haula, haula.